The Apple Watch Ultra is the best accessory for your iPhone. This is why. I've been using the Apple Watch Ultra for the last 650 days. Yes, that's a lot of days. But in the last almost 2 years, I found myself with a conundrum. I love mechanical watches, but I cannot stop wearing my Apple Watch Ultra. And there's the reason. This is the best iPhone accessory you can buy because it enhances your iPhone experience in a way that I don't think anything else out there can do. Because it transforms the way you interact with your iPhone, transforms the way you actually think about your iPhone, and it transforms the way you actually use iOS and the Apple ecosystem overall. So the Apple Watch Ultra is definitely one of the most pivotal parts of the Apple ecosystem, and you should buy it. So yes, let's talk about the last 650 days with the Apple Watch Ultra, and of course, if you are excited, drop back down below, subscribe to the channel, let's get started. Like I said, I've been using this Apple Watch for the last 650 days, and I have a lot of good things to tell about it. Because this Apple Watch surprised me. At the beginning I was thinking, oh, this is going to be too big, this is going to be too bulky. But no, this design, this form factor was perfect. Nowadays, I love also mechanical watches, and I love the slimmer, thinner, and less bulkier watches. But there's something about the Apple Watch Ultra that makes it look different. Since the beginning, since I first bought it 2 years ago, lots of people are giving me compliments saying, whoa, that's a beautiful watch. Whoa, that's a smartwatch. Is that a normal watch? Lots of people, normal people with no Apple Watches, were asking me that. And that was the first sign. The first sign that the Apple Watch Ultra was going to be different. Before that, I was using the Apple Watch Series 4. And that watch, well, that was always clunky, that was always quirky and nerdy kind of looking. But the Apple Watch Ultra was the first time that people look at me and said, that's a nice watch, man. That's a nice watch. And that's when I first knew that the Apple Watch Ultra was going to be fire. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a bestseller. And it was. The Apple Watch Ultra was expensive, but also attracted lots and lots of attention, and lots of people decided to buy it. $1,000 for some people when they see and they like a watch, especially lots of people that are used to buying that much money for a watch, they will buy it. And Apple was completely on point on the market that they decided to sell the Apple Watch Ultra to. Yes, this is for adventurers, this is for sports people, but also this is for iPhone users that love to use these different looking watches. And the Apple Watch Ultra is definitely one of them. But this is not just looks, this is not just the overall design. No, the Apple Watch Ultra firstly packed tons of features that are unique, they were very powerful, and they were one of the best in the world. And 2 years later, they still are. Again, the titanium frame. This was firstly introduced on the Apple Watch Ultra, and now is present on the iPhone 15s. This introduced the trend. This introduced the first time that Apple actually used titanium. This was the first test for Apple to see if titanium was actually mass producible, and it was, and they introduced it on the iPhone 15. So happy for that, because when I first bought my Apple Watch Ultra, fell in love with titanium. Titanium is super durable, super lightweight. Again, trust me, this watch does not feel the weight that it actually looks. This looks way heavier than it is. And it was one of the first shocks that I had when I actually picked up for the first time the Apple Watch Ultra. Oh my god, this is so light. It was almost as light as my older 44mm Apple Watch Series 4. Insane. This is light. This is super durable with the titanium frame. This was also a lot better in terms of waterproofness. It was waterproof until 100 meters. Before, the Apple Watch Series 7, 6 was only waterproof to 50 meters, so now it's double the waterproofness. And even better than that, now the Apple Watch Ultra now had the titanium frame, but also the sapphire screen. And this sapphire screen, for the first time, was 2000 nits bright, or 1500 nits bright, I'm not sure. But this was so bright. Trust me, I had never had problems with the Apple Watch Ultra outside. This is insane. Working out. That was actually one of my biggest pet peeves with the Apple Watch Series 4. It was the brightness of the screen. Sometimes it's so bright outside that you cannot glance at your Apple Watch and see your stats. Now, with the Apple Watch Ultra, no problems anymore. Insane display. This can ramp up to almost 2000 nits, and it can also ramp down to really low brightness, because it's really useful on a very dark place, like when you are sleeping in a dark room, or at night, if you are taking a hike at night in a very dark place. Another thing that was also pretty cool was the red display. If you turned up the wheel, it would turn your display from the normal colors to red and black colors, so infrared colors. This will be useful for at night, working out at night, not to injure your eyes, to be softer and easier to read. This was insane. And packed with this together, we also had an incredible always-on display. The always-on display was even less bright, and it might seem a conundrum because it was less bright in very dark situations, but also a lot brighter during the day. So now way more readable, a lot easier to use, and especially a lot more effective. So yes, the hardware, the titanium case, the sapphire screen, and the display, all of these were huge improvements over the older Apple Watches. Couple these together with the 49mm form factor made the Apple Watch Ultra unique when it was firstly launched on September of 2022. But 2 years later, this is still the new design that you are seeing on the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and the new design that you should expect for the Apple Watch Ultra 3. So the rumors are saying that the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is not going to have a new design, no new big features. So if you are actually thinking of buying an Apple Watch and you have the money to do so, try to find a discount in one, but you don't need to wait for the newer generation Apple Watch Ultra 3. The features are going to be very small. The big upgrade is coming for the Apple Watch 10. It's going to have a new design, a new band system, probably new sensors. As for the Apple Watch Ultra 3, not that big of a deal. But again, I do believe still that the Apple Watch first generation, the Ultra first generation, is still a banger. It's still totally worth to buy, and it's the best accessory to your iPhone because it transforms the way that you use your iPhone. It makes you less obsessive about your notifications, about your messages, about your calls. I notice this whenever I remove my Apple Watch. I take this off and I put a normal mechanical watch. I know, I look good. I know I feel good, and I love mechanical watches. But I feel anxious. I always feel driven towards my phone to check the notifications. Whenever I hear the sound, the ping, and I go, see the notification, nothing important. If I had the Apple Watch, I could glance it over on the Apple Watch and see, oh, not important, and then dismiss it. But on the iPhone, you are always carried to your phone, always carried to that trap that is using your iPhone every time, picking it up every time that you are notified whenever anyone sends you the message. I also missed tons more calls, tons more messages because I never had my Apple Watch with me. So whenever my phone was on a silence mode, boom, completely missed everything. And for me, that's not usual. So I notice when I'm wearing the Apple Watch. I also notice when I'm not wearing the Apple Watch. My step counter is also a lot less accurate. My heart rate is also not visible anymore. So I love to track those things. The O2 levels on my blood, not present anymore. So all of these health trackers, useful for the iPhone, very useful for us. And of course, the notification machine that is the Apple Watch, you will miss it a lot if you don't use one. So if you are looking to buy an Apple Watch Ultra in 2024 and you are thinking, is it worth it? Well, I think that you need to first think, do I need an Apple Watch? And the answer for that, totally. The Apple Watch is the perfect iPhone accessory. You should buy one. Do I need an Apple Watch Ultra? Well, that's a tough question because the Apple Watch Ultra is an extreme version of the Apple Watch. It has double the battery life of your normal Apple Watch, double the brightness. It's also bigger, thicker, bulkier, but it's more resistant, more durable, and more recommended for harder use cases like running, jogging, biking, ultra marathons, hiking on very tough places, mountain climbing, any type of activities that require insane battery life, require insane durability, and require also more information, like diving, for example. So the Apple Watch Ultra is the perfect device for those people. If you are not that extreme, if you don't actually do those extreme things, do you need an Apple Watch Ultra? Well, it depends. Depends on you. Are you willing to spend $800 on a watch? If you are, do not buy the stainless steel version of the Apple Watch normal 8, whatever you want. Don't. Buy the Apple Watch Ultra. It's much better. Has a better screen, a better design, a better build quality, better speakers, the action button, and I do believe it's worth it over the Apple Watch Series 8 stainless steel. They're about the same price and you should get the Ultra instead of the stainless steel version. But if you don't have that much money, you only want to spend $400, $350, then buying an Apple Watch Ultra is going to be very expensive. Very expensive. And the overall experience will be almost the same as the normal Apple Watch SE or even the Apple Watch Series 8. So if you are looking for the best companion for your iPhone, you don't really care about the battery life, you don't really care about how it looks, then go for the normal Apple Watch Series 8 or even the Apple Watch SE. But if you are looking for that extra design, if you are looking for that extra touch, then of course it's totally worth it to buy the Apple Watch Ultra. This has been perfect. The only complaint that I have is the durability of the strap that I have. I think this is the strap that it came with the watch, and this is the hook strap, so the titanium hook strap that you can buy whenever you buy your Apple Watch. And I don't know if you can see here, but the strap is destroyed, completely destroyed. It's tearing apart in some places, and this is a very expensive strap. This is like $100 strap if I need to replace it. This has titanium hooks, which is quite cool, but overall, this is tight. This is very secure. It's not the most comfortable strap out there, but it does the job. I like it. The color right now is fading away. It's very worn out now. It's even like ripping apart, I've showed you. So yes, I would not buy a strap with this titanium hook. The only thing that I need to say to you, and the reason why, is because it damages your Apple Watch. Again, only titanium can damage titanium, and this hook, well, it will scratch your sapphire screen and it will scratch your titanium frame. So try to buy rubber bands, try to buy stainless steel bands, try to buy other types of bands. Even leather bands are cool. These titanium bands, I wouldn't buy them. And overall, the other thing that I need to complain about this Apple Watch is, of course, the action button. The action button on the Apple Watch Ultra, I think it's a big miss. I know that lots of people love it for creating shortcuts, for even starting workouts. I don't use it a lot. 2 years and I've turned on any functionality on the action button. I don't like it. I don't like to start my workouts here because sometimes, lots of times, I start them by surprise. I start them by accident and they always clogged up my files on the health app and the workout app. If I put a contact information here to call just by clicking, then every hour I'll be calling them. It's just ridiculous. And then if I put any type of shortcut, I will be always activating. You can put some cool shortcuts here, like opening up your garage door, opening up your front door, or even opening up a Tesla. Any type of shortcut with your Tesla would be pretty cool. This is just like the action button on the iPhone. A big gimmick for me. Lots of people will love it. I don't know. I simply don't use it, turn it off, never looked back. And then there's of course the possibility of using your Apple Watch Ultra as a satellite phone and having the cellular data always included. This has the cellular data included. I don't buy the plan because I don't think it's justified, but if you want to, you have the option on the Apple Watch Ultra. And finally, the speakers. The speakers are great, the best speakers on the Apple Watch. Although you cannot listen to music directly on the Apple Watch, you can simply connect it to your AirPods via AirPlay or SharePlay, whatever. Overall, these speakers are great. Phone calls, it's very usable. And phone recordings, Apple Watch memo recordings, like talking to your Apple Watch and recording your voice, they are also pretty useful. Overall, this Apple Watch does lots of things, like phone calls, messages, email, even some apps support the Apple Watch. You can also browse the web via email links. And of course, you can play games. You can have all of your health information. You can track your sleep, your blood oxygen levels, and of course your heart rate, and also do EKGs. So this Apple Watch does lots of things for $800. You can also control your iPhone using your Apple Watch. So yes, if you ever wanted to control your iPhone's camera remotely, then the Apple Watch is a great solution. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, take photos, record videos, all of these available on the Apple Watch Ultra, and then after that, you can check the photos on your Apple Watch. So pretty useful in my opinion if you want to remotely control your iPhone's camera. If you ask me, how's the battery life on the Apple Watch Ultra been? Great. I think this watch is about 88% degradation in the last 2 years, which for a 2-year battery, it's not that bad. Let me just check. But I think it's about, battery health. It's 88%. So yeah, it's not bad. 88% for 2 years of battery usage, charging every single day, almost every single day. It's not bad. 2 years, normally it's 20% degradation, so it's quite durable. I think that the secret for this durability in terms of the battery life is the fact that the battery life itself lasts a lot of time. When it was new, it lasted me like 2 days. Now it's about 1.5 days, but still really good. If your older Apple Watch, like the Apple Watch Series 6, 5, lasted you 2 days, you have to double that battery life. So my benchmark for the battery life of the Apple Watch Ultra, whenever people ask me, oh, how's the battery life? How much time does it last? I will say, it lasts double the time that your normal Apple Watch lasts. So if it lasts 2 days, this will last 4. If it lasts 1.5 days, this will last 3. If it lasts 1 day, this will last 2. I work out a lot. I track my workouts a lot here. my heart rate. And on top of that, well, this Apple Watch is worn from whenever I wake up to whenever I lie down to sleep, or even worse, I sleep with it. So yeah, I take a very big toll on this Apple Watch. It's one of my favorite pieces of tech I bought. Of course, this is not perfect for every occasion. Whenever I go out with friends, whenever I go to a party, whenever I want to be dressed better, I pick up a mechanical watch. They simply look better. I feel more confident with them. And overall, I do believe they pair up better with a nicer looking outfit. As for the Apple Watch Ultra, perfect device for working out, perfect device for when you are at home, relaxed, sweatpants, whatever. And I love it. But let me know in the comments down below if you do have an Apple Watch. Have you ever used an Apple Watch? And are you considering buying an Apple Watch? For me, this is the perfect accessory for your iPhone. It transforms the way you use it, makes you less anxious. I think this Apple Watch helps combating the smartphone addiction because it makes you look at your smartphone less, makes you worried about your smartphone less, and mainly helps you stay connected with everyone without needing to use Instagram, Snapchat, whatever social network that you have on your phone whenever you pick it up to see any notification. Mainly, it helps you preventing from falling in the deep hole of TikTok and scrolling around, just infinitely scrolling. But again, Apple Watch Ultra, great accessory for your iPhone. So let me know in the comments below what you thought. Would you buy an Apple Watch Ultra right now? Let me know there. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.